Hello and welcome back to our adventures of Duncan Egg. We have basically been at the Citadel for a while and work has kind of dried up. So I think we might go and visit Egg's cousin over in King's Landing. But on the way, we also have this hired muscle quest and we could potentially go and stop in on Egg's father and brother over here. So that's roughly the plan. So I guess I want to go here, and we'll just have a look and see how we do that. So we'll go through Highgarden. Yes, we'll go through Highgarden. Do I want to go down to Horn Hill? I guess so. Yeah, there's no reason not to. Let's go through Horn Hill. I'm not too interested in getting some of that. Cider Hall is where is around where everything started, isn't it? Or at least the Fosbury's were at the tourney. So this must be roughly where the tourney started, so where they met. Yeah, I guess we could go and visit them. Why are we taking that route? It would look... Oh, because I'm being stupid. That's why we're taking that route. There we go. That looks a lot better. I was wondering why, but it's because I had us first on the list. Do I want to head to Dustinbury? I don't think so. That's fine. Go here. Oh, Ashford Meadow is literally where the tourney took place. Wow. And it has a thing on it. Well, I guess we could visit there as well. We go back to Ashford Meadow. Head through here. And then that'll get us over to Coxcomb. Yeah. Let's do that. That's our trip for right now. But, actually, there are a few adjustments we need to make. After Highgarden, we want to go up here to avoid a little bit of danger. After Horn Hill, we want to go to Cornerstone. Oh. Oh, is Horn Hill the first one? Oh, after Starry Set, we want to go to Cornerstone. There we go. Where else is dangerous? Oh, is it here? Oh, it's right at the start. Oh, okay. So I want to go to here? Yeah, there we go. Nothing dangerous. Barely any provisions used. I think I'm happy with this trip. Yeah, let's go. You need to be trained, so let's do a little horse riding. We're literally riding a horse on our trip, so let's do that. Double horse riding. Hey, you got his experience, and he got his experience. Nice. Okay, he's almost a knight, and Jordan he's getting there. He's getting there. Right, let's go. Continue on our trip. Danger, serpent. As we head towards Coxcomb, we stop in our tracks for a short break. He has been bitten by a snake. Eventually the serpent releases its fangs from his flesh, but it is clear the venom is taking its toll. Okay. So Jonas is definitely not doing well. Oh, we had two things here as well, trigger. So we can let his body rest. We delay 3 months on our journey. Perhaps it can be treated. Barrett can treat it, or let's move on. Barrett can treat it, yeah. Well done, Barrett. Okay, fortified knowledge. The high altitude and the brisk air of Horn Hill has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I move in closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I'm approached by the local captain, Errants. Would you like to join in, my lord? You know what? I would like to join in. And the reason I'd like to join in is because I can now take this rough terrain expert thing I've got, and I can then do a martial drill to try and get Egg to learn it. Let's do it. I assume I can't martial drill you because you're too old, because you're not actually my... yeah, you're not my ward, you're just a knight. Okay. Fair enough. It was a success! Wonderful! Egg looks bored after looking at the military tactics on the map for hours by now. I get up and throw him a sparring sword and shout, "Let's go outside. First direct hit to the body wins." We enter a nearby grove. The fight drags on for a while as we can't reach each other between the branches. Eventually, Egg spots a patch of rough ground behind me. "Now I got you," he exclaims and pushes me into the rocks. Within the rocky hills, his movement is too fast and unpredictable. He lands an easy hit on me. Fantastic. We got him rough terrain expert. Very good. Okay. As we travel by the Mander, we notice a man loudly cursing his life and complaining about his traitorous crew. As we get closer, we see him standing by the remains of a small, wrecked trading vessel. Sir, can I ask for a moment of your time? I will happily pay for some food and assistance with preparing my boat. He asked with a pained smile on his face. I notice most of his goods seem to be well kept, despite his misfortune. Well, of course we can help out. Yeah, we'll help him. That's fine. We visited Ashford. Yep. And now... Ooh, a willing follower. I'm tired of getting kicked around like a dog. No one respects me here. Everyone laughs as soon as Orland is uttered. Fools! Well, okay, he wants to be our stooge. No? I don't think so. Right. So now we can do the hired muscle quest. Are there any other ones we want to do here? Or contract, I should say. Well, where does Loris want me to travel? There's no timer on these ones, from my understanding, so... okay. You want me to carry... something to here. Absolutely not. I don't want that contract. That's miles away. No. Now I see why you want to pay someone to do that. Okay. The Lords of Coxcomb urgently seek discreet swords for hire. Let's do it. Okay. My needs are simple. There are certain thorns in the rose of Coxcomb, and I would have you remove those prickly characters. Well, we'll get on with our work. Let's see here. So we're going to put in Gorless here. We're going to put in... just adding it up in my head. So that's going to be 31. Yeah, so actually we're pretty much just doing this then. Yep. Okay. Then you. Then you. There is an argument that actually maybe I should switch you and you. And then try and get some extra speed per phase. How much is it going up by? 11%. So, in 5... we're probably going to end up with 10 phases anyway. So... well, I don't know. Let's see how much Jonas does. Yeah. So I think this is fine. I think this is what we did last time as well. We can save a couple of days per phase, given that we're probably going to have to do 10 phases anyway. Yeah, let's do that. And then, speed 5. Ooh. Cecil boundary dispute. We will definitely do that at the same time. 100%. Also, train. Let's do some strategy. And then you are going to do some strategy. Wonderful. Didn't work for Jordan. And it did work for Egg. It was just too close. Okay. To the previous one. The dispute in Sour Stakes stems from a minor local legal case. Our employer foolishly ruled a particular natural landmark to have a slightly different boundary than was traditional. We've done this one before. We'll try and resolve it. It was a success! Wonderful! Added Lord Arthur to our patrons list, and for that I will grab 16 gold, really? He has nobody to marry. I could grab men-at-arms. I have to pay men-at-arms, right? I question myself on this one. You know what, let's grab some and let's see. No, I don't have to pay them. I have to pay them provisions, but not money. Okay. That's okay then. Well, we got some crossbowmen. That's fine then. Start of our little camp. We now potentially take part in some, like, larger combats, but nobody's really needing any help with, like, wars and things, so that's fine. Carrying on. Follower gains a nickname. Gorlas the Strong. It's a good nickname. Okay. Local hangers-on is finished, so that's an upgrade here, which now means that we can get random people in our camp, which is useful. Could upgrade this, I suppose. Anything else in here? Could upgrade this so we get more supply capacity. I could also hold a camp revelry. They're fairly cheap. You know what? Let's hold a camp revelry while we're here. One of the other main reasons why it's good to like do schemes like this is that you can also do like by moving your domiciles, you can then do activities as well, which is quite nice. So, exchange provisions for bonuses may attract wanderers with your revelry. And what's this one? Oh, I can't do this. I need other things. Exchange provisions for bonuses may attract wanderers. You know, let's do that. Guest of honor? We have no guest of honor. That's okay. Anything else? Try and befriend people. Fireside chat. Yeah, no, I don't really need to befriend anyone in particular here. Just do a fireside chat. Let's do it. Right. Ready to go. Finally, we are all gathered, all supplies prepared, the fire crackling merrily in our midst. Life on the road can be a hard one. The festivities will be a chance for us all to relax and take our minds off the grinding quest for survival. Let the revelry begin. Okay, I'm going to open it up so that we can see all the events triggering. People are gaining the eager reveler trait, that's good. Fireside chat. We've been staying in the Reachman Plains of Coxcomb for a while now. The locals have been frequently visiting our camp to trade or simply hang around. Recently I saw a man lingering around for longer than the rest, almost as if looking for an excuse to not go back to his village, to stay with us and travel to new lands. There is always work for an able-bodied soul in my camp, but should we invite every stray puppy? Today he mustered enough courage to make a proposition, standing in front of me with those prepared words. There have been lean years and fat years here in Coxcomb, and I reckon the lean years are coming back. The signs are there for those who can see. Please, I do not wish to die where I was born. To stay here any longer, I humbly ask, allow me to join your band, my lord. Okay, Philip. Welcome. I'm happy for you to join me. Okay, as I try to take measure of the logistics of our next move, a towering passerby effortlessly raises one of our carts. One of my followers, clearly amused by this feat of strength, runs to me and pleads, Sir, he raised the whole cart above his head. Have you seen this? Can we keep him? He does not even need a weapon. He can simply grab and throw our enemies, and he has already promised to carry my pack. Such a man could prove himself useful, carrying my pack as well. We'll eat a lot of provisions, though. Okay. We could do this. Giant, strong, skilled fighter? Yeah. You know, welcome, Jonah. That's fine. Right, wandering off. My lord, I don't know where Jonas is. It's been quite some time. It has been quite some time since I last saw Jonas. The skies, meanwhile, darken ominously as dusk draws near. Where's he drifted off to? Say, put more wood in the fire to guide him home. Grab a torch and start looking, don't go far. Or we shall sit and wait. You know what? I'm going to go and look for him. He wanders back with some berries he found. Well, that's good. Oh, and a new martial perk, but I think that's unrelated to the revelry. The fire sputters, its embers now merely glowing where they once roared. The revelers likewise begin to drift off towards their sleeping spots. A good time was had by all, but the hour has come to call the entertainment done for now. Okay, so, oh, it's not entirely unrelated. We got 300 martial lifestyle experience. And a trove of wisdom for 10 years, so a bunch of extra stats, and provisions, and 2 new contracts, and it may have upgraded a random building, which it did, upgraded our supply tent. Alright, well that was pretty good actually. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Yeah, we should do that like constantly. Definitely. Okay. Let's see here. I got some new captains. Have I got anyone who can do any of these jobs? Philip could be my quartermaster. It's good. I was wondering whether Jonah wanted to be my sword and shield, but I think that Valerio might be better. He could be my stooge. It feels so... It doesn't feel like a Duncan thing to have a stooge, though. Yeah. I know that their maltreatment is a great source of morale, but it does feel a little bit mean. Be like, hey, what's your job here? Your job is that we can make fun of you. It's like, it's not great. I'm going to grab Stalwart Leader. because it gives us prowess, and it means that we are able to command armies without risk, which is good. Still don't have a player heir, of course, but that's fine. Anything else that we need to do immediately in here? Oh, yes. I was trying to think of I had thought of something I needed to do, and I was trying to, like, stall for time. Yes, so these people would be better at doing this. So I'm going to take out a couple of these people here. Let's adjust. So you give 34. Wow. For now, you're going to do this. You're going to go in here to push us to 100. And our other lookout's going to be Philip. Okay, but that immediately finishes that phase, which is nice. And then one more. Cool. And we'll fire it there. Let's go. Wonderful job, Duncan. We did it. Okay. And now we have excelled in our contract with this person. Let's see what we got. Yeah, some money. So you got anyone we can marry? 2 marriable, unimportant men. Well, that's not that useful for us, actually. Don't need more men at arms. Not going to ask him for a grand tournament, even though we now can. Probably doesn't have the money for it. He might have the money for it, but yeah. I'm going to ask him for gold, which he paid me. That's good. Okay, so we escort an emissary here, and we've got hired muscle. Let's have a look at escort emissary. Where do you want to go? Maiden's bed? I don't want to go there. It's really far away. Okay. Well, we could head next door to do a job here. Or we could head towards Egg's home for his 16th birthday. Yeah. Let's head over to Summerfield for a little bit. Oh, and his father is ill. Well, you know, double reason to go there. Let's go. Wow, it's a dangerous trip. Okay. We're going to go there. We're going to go here. Then turn around that. Go here. Go here. Now we have one dangerous one, but the dangerous one is Summer Hall, and there's very little we can do about that without paying for, for one of these travel options. So, let's go. Scout for talent, a willing follower. This person would like to be our stooge. I'm going to say no. I don't need a stooge. In fact, because I don't need a stooge, I should take off Scout for talent. We're making good time in our efforts to reach Summerfield, and the flats of Fontaine allow us to lower our guard for a few moments. When we reach the peak of the valley and look below, I notice another entourage diligently pacing forward. They seem to be surveying the area, taking notes and discussing the scenery. Still observing the group, it would appear as if masked riders with raised weapons are quickly approaching from the east. This seems like an ambush, and I hesitate. Is it really my responsibility to safeguard other travelers? I'm clicking the bottom option. I must act, no matter what. So, let's do it. You'll remember this. I must act. How to save a life. My entourage and I ride headfirst into the would-be assassins, blindsiding them completely. How incompetent do you have to be to not have a clear view of your rear? We easily slice through the few that resist, and the rest run off into the wilds. I look up to see Lord Stefan staring me in the eyes, staring at me, eyes wide and mouth slightly agape. As he snaps out of it, his facial features adjust, but he still seems surprised and grateful for my intervention. He beckons for me to come over. We get a martial increase, we get chivalrous deeds for 10 years, and we add him to our roll of patrons, and he's closer to becoming a friend with us. Okay. Born of Desperation. At first it's just a few gaunt marcher peasants we see. They appear in the distance, or peeking around little features of the terrain, fleeing when we notice them. Hours pass, the skittish locals eyeing us from afar all the while. Just as they seem to have finally backed off, a cry goes up, and a frenzied horde surges at us from the cover of a ridge. Wild-eyed and emaciated, they look fragile, in the early stages of starvation, no doubt, though not so weak that they could not rob many of our provisions before being driven off. So then try and calm them. They want provisions they must pay, force the rabble back, or let them take the provisions. I think we would let them take the provisions. Yeah, I think that's fine. Also, just in terms of requests. Nobody to marry. Could get a contract, which will create an escort emissary contract. Or I can take 60 gold. I'll take my 60 gold, please. Thank you very much. Okay. I have a lot of money. We could potentially upgrade one of these things. Yeah, we could buy another one of these things as well. Get some domicile income going. That'd be quite nice. Get a chief forager officer. That would also be nice. An armorer could be good as well. Although we don't have that many men at arms right now. How about a chief forager? That seems like a good thing for us to have. Right. And continue on our way. Okay. We have now arrived at the royal retreat. And we can spend a little time here. Hired muscle. Okay, we could do that. Oh, what's this? A collect taxes one. So we do hired muscle and a collect taxes one at the same time. So I don't need to... Actually, I do need to scout for talent now because we got a chief... Or well, we will have a chief forager one. Is I don't need to do it right now, but I probably need to put it on in the future. Anyway, let's hold this. We'll do this time. So we'll go for Jonah. Let's now do these two. There we go. And then we'll head back here and we'll probably hit 100 anyway. Yes. Yes, we will. Cool. So now it's 12 days per phase, which is much, much better. Right, let's go collect taxes from over here. Right. We will travel as a small group over here. And off we go. Toll collectors. We've stayed on the road slightly too long and the sun is starting to dip below the horizon. Out of the surrounding terrain, shapes start to merge and form into angry-looking armed figures. "This here road has a toll. Pay up," says the biggest and frankly ugliest of the bunch. My caravan master, Darcia, steps forward, weapon raised, and looks at me for direction. Okay, I'd say, of course, the toll. Perhaps you take payment in blood. Or tolls are for peasants. I am a sir. I feel Duncan might pay the toll. Won't be missed. I will not desecrate the dead. Don't even need to read the rest of it. Alright, we've arrived here. Let's start with people or one person and just see whether we can find out anything about them. He has a well-stocked kitchen, as we saw many times before when we did this. So because I actually have an officer now, I can get an 88% chance. Is there anything better? Oh, apparently if we look through the financial records, we got a 95% chance. Oh, because this guy is god-awful at stewardship. Alright then, let's do it. Well, we have got the truth from him. Let's go to Cassander's properties. So, Cassander's business revolves around storing and procuring food, both exotic and bulk fare. The commoners get cheap cereals in times of need. The local elite have someone to go to for fashionable foods from the distant capital. We passed a large chest of silver when we came in. So financial records, he's better at it, so it'd be easier to hide things from us. So I'll let Philip do this one. Yep. With Philip leading the interview, Cassander sits down to answer a seemingly unending barrage of questions, at first patiently, then increasingly less so as time wears on. And we got the truth from him. Fantastic. Let's go to Lucamore. Okay. He's also a food person, but he had an alcove stuffed with precious articles of faith. I'll get Philip to do it again. Okay, Philip got the truth from him. And Ravella. Okay. Ravella's revenue comes directly from the thirsty hands of Spencer's humble labourers. Good food for travellers, music for locals, and a convivial atmosphere make for a lucrative establishment. Alright, she had a chest of silver. Philip, deal with it. He did. We got 4 out of 4 pieces of evidence, which is great. My gut tells me they could likely pay at least some of it, and my investigations show that to be entirely true. Okay. So, Having gathered all pieces of possible evidence, your investigation has been thorough enough to force an exceptional success if you force them to pay. Okay. With sufficient piece of evidence collected, your investigation will likely conclude with a success if you force them to pay the full amount. I'm gonna get this. Let's do it. Wonderful. With the investigation having been undeniably thorough, neither Master Renly nor any of his lackeys can dispute the results, even if those results entirely favour what Lord Stefan would find convenient enough to throw in a bonus. Times will be hard for them for a while, but their townsfolk, they'll find a way to make it work. They don't like me, but that's okay. I don't imagine that people who collect taxes are generally very liked. Hey, our level of fame went up. That's cool. Wait. Valerio, I thought it was Jonas again who got bit, but a different person got bit by a viper. Well, Beric will cure this person as well. The womb of the earth. The fields of Scarlet Keep are a sight to behold, every crop in bloom, every leaf green, every stem luscious. I quickly tracked down the source of the verdancy, spotting a woman standing in a field, seemingly holding a lecture of some sort to a gathering of listeners. My name is Mistress Carolai. She notices me in the distance and turns in my direction. My knowledge of gardening is vast, yes, incomparably vast, so stay a while and listen. So we can try and become a gardener, which is always good, or doing gardening. Not going to do that. I do kind of need my prestige, actually. Why are we losing prestige? Oh, expenses. I think I have to say no because I need the prestige, unfortunately, but... Oh, there you go. Friendly clamour. It's tough to describe what's so appealingly intimate about the low buzz of a camp settling in for the evening. Maybe it's the discussions of distant places like we've all been there already, the curious locals turning up and looking upon so many strangers with fear and wonderment, or even the giggling and whispering of Darcia and Gorlas, passing by arm in arm on one of their regular walks. All of this forms a quiet, comforting blanket of familiarity. This is my domain, and these are my people. A small kingdom, but one where I know every sight, sound, and soul. So we can rest and listen, check in our stores to lower our provision use, become leader of the circle, get some diplomacy, or gain some intrigue by keeping the sentries on their toe. I'll take a seat at the fire. Cool. Where do you want to go, by the way? I don't want to go to Maiden's Bed. No, no, no. No way are we going to Maiden's Bed. Expectations. You're always there for me, and I hope you know that I am grateful. My best friend, Egg, approaches me in a rare moment of contemplation. How old is he now? So he's still 15, but he's a couple months off being 16. So I can get a hook on him, or I can say this is what it means to be a guardian. Say this is what it means to be a guardian for now. Let's do a little training here. So I'm going to keep training strategy. And I'm going to keep training strategy. Okay. Hey, they both got their experience. How are you looking? Hey, he's now a knight. He's no longer really a squire. He is now a proper knight, I think. Which I assume will happen when he becomes 16. Okay. That's 100%. Let's fire this. And seize the moment. Yay! We've done that. We can now make a request. I'm going to request... You have 2 marriageable, unimportant women in your court. Is that her? I don't know. I'm still interested in seeing what happens if I do this, because I can't offer a I can't do a marriage any other way. So let's arrange marriage. Nobody can marry anybody. Okay. Well, wait, what if I... Ah, no, it's because it had him as the spouse. Oh, I see. I wanted to do it like this. Oh, so we could marry. Okay. So we could marry like that, but he would say no, because it's patrilineal marriage, and you is lowborn. Okay, but that's because... Well, let me clear this out. I'm not going to marry. I just want to see what my options are. If I were to do that... It's only minus 391 due to us being lowborn. So how would you make them say yes? I guess a hook would make someone say... So you kind of need a hook as well if you want to marry into nobility. Okay. We could do us and, like, Thea, I suppose, but I don't know if we want to marry Thea. That's fine. Let's see if we've got anyone else we can marry off. I'm not going to marry off Egg. That's not really our position right now. Although maybe that will be our position soon. We'll see. Maybe we could find someone... Well, actually, we know what age of people they have are. Let's maybe marry... well, Jonas is a maester, so he probably wouldn't. Let's marry Valero and Elenda. Would not accept. Faith differs from yours. Okay. I'm trying here. Let's marry Philip and Thea. No. Thea's important. Oh. I'm sorry. How about you two? Nope. Okay. How about... We'll try one more of these. How about Philip and Melinda? So you would say yes for this. Yeah, I'm going to say no to that, but okay. That's fine. I was just seeing how that's going to work. So yeah, I think previously we probably could have married someone with the other person who was down here. It's just that it for some reason defaults to them being the spouse, which I think is not correct. But anyway. There's something we want to do here? I don't know. I think I'm going to head back to Summerfield for now. An extra hand. For all the authority I supposedly wield as Sir, I cannot be everywhere at my camp at once. There will always be those who forget to obey my orders once attention has been turned elsewhere. This is where my sworn shield Gorlas could come in, who has been faithfully enforcing my decrees while touring the countryside. Could he serve as my right-hand man and take a more active role in administering my camp? So I could say he will serve me well, or I will handle everything myself if I work harder. Say he'll serve me well. Okay, that's fine. A figure stumbles into camp, dirty and tired, clearly in need of a square meal. His name is Eston, he says. They're more like me. All of us left to rot after every petty conflict ends. Our sword arms work as well as ever, but our lot is to wander and starve. We're the only ones left who won't rob the vulnerable for food and valuables. I'd rather die. Say there's more of you. We get 25 soldiers in our men-at-arms regiment. I don't think that increases... that's not like increasing size, that's just reinforcing. Unfortunately. But Eston could join my camp. We could recruit him. Or come, sit, and recover, eat. Let's say we could use another blade. He can join us. Fantastic. Okay. I think we're going to stay here till, till like 16. I think that's what we're going to do. Ooh. Great work of learning. That's not really our type of thing. We've now finished the reserve provisions here. Anything else I could do in here? Nothing that I'm obviously like I want to do. Maybe move domicile travel speed is quite nice. Yeah, let's maybe get fixed layout. It's cool. Wait a little bit. Map painting. There's something therapeutic about cartography. Taking pen and brush to canvas, watching the curves and contours of a region come alive, seeing the world from a whole new perspective. It's simply a pleasant exercise, one that I find taking up many of my idler evenings of late. This newest may be my greatest creation yet, a complete illustrated and annotated chart of the marshes. So I'm creating illustrious work, famed across the world, masterworks, or simply have fun with it. I'm going to create masterworks. My doodles amount to nothing. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. Education at an end. My ward Egg has come of age, and it's time he left my care. A natural administrator from birth, it should surprise no one that Egg has come this far in his studies of the management of the realm. Not content with understanding the flow of wealth and people, he seems capable of predicting it if by instinct. He always finds new ways of profiting off it too. On a personal level, he has also fought a few successful actions against small groups of rebellious peasantry, showing him a competent commander. Okay. Until we meet again. Although he stays in our camp. We got a level 4 education, which is Prosperous Seneschal in this mod. He is a trained fighter, and he got Rough Terrain Expert. All of which is very good for him. Okay. So, now that I've done that, if I train him again, what happens? Let's train this. So he's already got the knight experience. So how do we say, you're a knight? Congratulations. Ah, offer knighthood. Egg is not yet a knight, but can be made one. As any knight can make a knight, I'm in a position to knight them. Let's say, would you like to be a knight? I'm missing prestige. I'm not prestigious enough to do that. Knight your squire. Jordan can be knighted as well. Oh, but only if I... Okay, it's not Jordan that wants me to... Okay, I think this has popped up because I can now knight Egg, but okay. I think I need to get some more prestige. Well, I guess that's going to be our task for next time. Get enough prestige that we can actually knight Egg. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.